past couple, 2 or 3 years. It's one of my favorite panels to run, and it's basically like cosplay like equality and like the do's and don'ts of cosplay, common sense, stuff like that. The way that I view cosplay is as a way to express yourself in a different way, or if you're more comfortable like acting to relieve anxiety, or you just want to act like a dumb character and just around with friends, that's also awesome, right?
Yeah.
We all cosplay for our own different reasons and such. So, so where we get started, no matter what size, age, shape, gender, sexual preference, ethnicity, etc., you can cosplay whatever you want. You want to be an, what are like things that I don't know, like
A black Sailor Moon?
Yeah.
Or a Latino Inuyasha? Or anything that isn't necessarily Japanese white?
The norm.
The norm. Some people actually believe that only people who are Japanese should cosplay. Which is kind of stupid because cosplay started here in America with Star Trek conventions. Fun fact, Star Trek.
So also like don't like worry about like being a certain aspect. Like we know Sailor Moon things. Like if we actually wore a skirt that was like that short, my ass would be showing all day.
I'm not supposed to swear. It's not 18 plus.
We're not going to con ops again.
We're not going to con-ops for swearing.
It's a body part.
It's in the Bible.
It's in the yeah.
That was our excuse this morning.
And everyone has their own life. Like if someone has like a fandom that they're a part of and you don't like, just don't say anything. Like it's like you can like express your feelings, but please don't be that troll on Tumblr being like, oh my god, like blah 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 blah. Because we need less of that in this community because it's a problem. It's ridiculous.
Don't shame the Yuri on Ice lovers for also loving killing stalking.
I shame you.
No shame.
No shame.
No, all of the shame.
All of the shame.
I can have my own.
I'm your best friend. I can shame you for whatever I want.
So like one of the things that like this is like a new topic that I've like updated recently, and it's like if you can't tell like if someone's like sexual preference, like they may be in a female costume, but they could be a he. Most likely come up to them and like talk to them as like usually what I do, I go up to them as their character, and then like I like interact with them, and then I like along the lines when I get comfortable, I'm like, so what pronouns are you comfortable with me saying? It's a respect thing, and I know with this day and age
It's definitely becoming a big thing in the cosplay community. We have a lot of friends who go by them, they pronouns, and it's just respectful to know what they are before you trigger someone and by misgendering them.
I have only maybe 1 or 2 cisgender friends, and the rest are either trans like myself or there's agender and gender fluid. So it definitely depends. And I always have to ask in conversations. I also look at if other people are talking to them and referring to them, alright, they're using he, him. I will use he, him with them. Unless I see them being visibly uncomfortable. But then I always make sure to ask, even if I shouldn't. You should never assume. Don't assume my gender. I will not. It's a really bad joke, but.
Did you just assume my gender?
yeah. No, because you're a woman. They say in the next day and age, you're going to cut out gender-specific pronouns, and soon everything's going to be they, them.
I had an argument with a deaf man about singular they, them pronouns. It was fun.
Alright. The next one is going to be color. There's this stigma, like if you're not, like, if you don't look like the character, you don't have that, like, ethnicity, you don't have that certain skin tone, you shouldn't cosplay them. And that's ridiculous.
That is ridiculous because I want to cosplay Candela, and I'm not beautiful, milky brown.
You're pasty pale.
I'm pasty pale. I really want to get Candela.
I've always wanted to cosplay Katara, and I am the whitest of all whites.
think there's always spray cans. If you really, if
Yeah,
you,
I don't want to look like an orange or a cheetah.
if you get the right color, you can be nice and personal.
But you don't have to spray paint.
No, like, but it's like you feel more comfortable feeling more closer to the character because that's how you personally, like, that's your personal preference. Because I know I'm a perfectionist.
You are. You go, boy.
Debilitating.
You go,
You do
girl.
you. You deal with that
You
paint.
go, Sam.
You go, goat.
Another one is like disabilities in cosplay. Like, you know, like disabilities, like they're real. I know a lot of people who suffer from depression, anxiety, like even like physical disabilities too. And I think it's adorable when I see people come here and they cosplay and they're in disabilities. So somehow this can, like, in some way, it's kind of like their escape. And for them to just come for like 1 to 3 days, they can just come and feel appreciated and feel as one with everyone else and feel equal. So, yeah, yes.
I believe
Gretchen's bugging me, sorry.
I believe it would be considered a mental disability, but my younger brother is autistic, and I took him to ShutoCon2017. It was his first con ever, and he had so much fun. He was dressed as the Doctor from Doctor Who, and he was just having a blast. He took pictures with a lot of people, and he was getting recognized, and he was so happy. And I was just so happy that he was being accepted, and he's very socially awkward, so it was very good for him.
The cosplay community is known for being very accepting.
I thought you were going to say very socially awkward.
That too.
That too.
How do you flirt? I just shimmy up and insult the character.
No, I lay on the
Why are you
floor and
looking at me like that?
photosynthesize sexually. That is how I flirt.
Krista, camera.
Oh, don't worry, it's doing it. I'm a sexy cabbage. I got this.
Okay.
Anyway, another thing is size stigma and body image and body shaming. I have been a victim of this my whole life and just society, but it's been around in the community for a while, and it's been like, I can't remember, I think it was on Tumblr, but it was like this Harley Quinn cosplay or whatever, and she was a curvier female.
She wasn't that big. She was maybe slightly bigger than I am, but she wasn't very big.
She had the booty.
Yeah.
She had a very nice
She had that booty.
And she
though.
was like and like there was like mean comments about her, like saying like if you can't do the character right, don't do it at all.
She was doing it right.
Yeah.
She was doing it right.
Do you have any experiences?
Oh yeah. Like, oh god. Hold on. What's a really skinny one that I do?
Joker, Eloise.
Oh, Eloise, yeah. The booty shorts for Eloise Trancy. I have a big butt, so they're gonna ride up a little bit. I've had people come up behind me and like snicker and be like, oh, look, you can kind of see her ass, oh, ha, 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 you know, she shouldn't really be wearing that, she's too fat to wear that. And it's just like, I didn't ask your opinion. Don't give it to me.
She's an awesome Eloise, though.
Oh, I'm so great.
That's another thing, like, don't get criticism unless it's, like, asked for, or if you're, like, I don't know how to
I
word
look
this
at it
correctly.
as if there's something that's obviously very wrong, but not like if my tie was like sticking out, I would ask. If someone told me, "Oh, your tie's sticking out," oh, quick, shove it back in here. They let me go out yesterday for a photo shoot. My entire shirt was unbuttoned, and no one told me.
I didn't realize.
And they didn't tell me until after the photo shoot was over.
I didn't notice until the very end. And I'm like, this doesn't look
I was
right.
being a bad dad. Leave me alone.
Like, another one is, I don't know if this is going to get too personal, but, like, I've had people tell me to, like, most cons blow for things, and if people tell me that I'm bleeding through a little, I appreciate it very.
When you're stressed.
Your period tends to come early.
Yes.
That
I
was.
thankfully had mine before the con. But there have been quite a few times where we've been on the con floor and we're like checking our friends and we're like, oh crap. Which is why we pack extras. Every con, we pack extra menstrual products.
But, I don't know, this is going to have a little conversation, but, like, what are ways do you think we could, like, lessen or stop the what would you call it? The hating, the body shaming, the
Cosplay hate. Don't cosplay hate.
I mean,
As long as
that's
you
all
don't
fine and
do it,
good,
someone
but like,
will
that's not
probably
doing
pick up, oh
anything.
hey,
What
I probably
actions
shouldn't
we
do
can
that.
take.
Like, because if people see you taking the high ground and, like, not saying anything, even if you do want to say something, that's just proof enough that, hey, this is not the setting. I can keep this to myself. You know, they didn't ask for my opinion. They didn't ask for criticism. This is just what I think, but what they think could be something different.
I look at it as if you see it and you see the victim, that is, I would go up to the victim and then compliment them. Tell them something that you love about their cosplay or their character, or just say, hey, you look wonderful today. I hope you have a great con. That's all you have to say.
Alright.
And it will make a fair con, I guarantee it.
Sorry, there's crumbs everywhere. It's driving me insane.
Well,
What doesn't drive you insane?
We just had a tea
A
party
lot.
in here.
Another thing is with armors and weapons, don't touch without asking. I mean, you would
Don't
think
touch without asking in general, but
you would
especially.
think you would think the things we learn in kindergarten would apply to everyday life, but apparently we forget. I really just want to put a high school class called Common Sense 101, and every high schooler, college student, just throughout all of school, just remember your common sense. Hot, cold, day.
Okay, not okay.
Yeah.
We'll put you in prison. Will not.
That would be a very good class, especially with the high schoolers we know.
What's appropriate, what's not appropriate. I mean, it's not that hard. You know, and also, like, I've had a lot of friends who've had, like, props stolen from, like, crazy fans, or even, like, or damaged, and I know, like, con staff, they're known for this, like, I've known con staff that have been snatching, or, like, they've snatched, like, weapons from my friends, and, like, they don't give them a warning or anything, they just take it, and they, like, confiscate it for the whole con, and they're like, well, there goes my piece for my Halo piece, or for my Fire Emblem, or whatever, or like the major armor.
Overwatch is very big right now. Halo, Umbrella Corp.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of
Resident
stuff.
Evil stuff.
Like the more fighting animes as well, because it's a very delicate, large cosplays. There was a girl here yesterday dressed as Urza, Titania, Queen of the Fairies version, and that's a huge, huge cosplay. She was at least as wide as the screen, and she had to keep turning sideways to walk through the hallways. But she looked amazing, and I felt so bad because I thought people were breaking it on her.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, also, like, be delicate. Like, ask, like I said, like, you know, ask before you touch, and don't. Because, like, you don't know. They could have spent 3 months making that, or they could have been a last minute hot glue gun and duct tape.
You don't know what's holding it together. Yes.
So, like, where do you draw the, I guess, line of responsibility in the sense of if someone has, you know, some cosplay that extends the width of the hallway, and, you know, people have to, like, you know, limbo underneath it to get around it, and, you know, where do you draw the line of, you know, responsibility for that? You can't control touching it if it's
No, like,
your size.
I totally get where you're going with. Like, some things are, like, inevitable. And, I think, like,
Most cosplayers know that, though, if they're going to go out on the con floor with a huge piece like that.
They tend to keep it in the open areas, away from the larger crowds.
Although it's really hard if you're moving from place to place.
Especially here with the Sky Bridge, it's very hard to go between and not knock everybody over. Especially when someone in front of you is going, and you'd be like,
My God, yeah.
I was following something like that all the way to my panel this morning. I'm like, no, you move out of my way now, I'm late.
Yeah, like, I guess, like, you can draw the line is, like, when you're purposefully being, like, disrespectful, or you're, like, you're being a fangirl or whatever, and you're like, oh my god, it's, like, I don't know, like, Vixen from, like, Final Fantasy VII, and, you know, you, like, touch his gun, and then, like, all the pixels fall off. But for, like, weapons like that, like, I feel like the cosplayers, I think they're more aware that, like, if I'm gonna have a wingspan, it's gonna be, like,
definitely. Most cosplayers, if they're going on the con floor and they have a larger cosplay, they don't really wear it the entire time. They try to keep it on just for a few pictures, or just try to stay put for a little while.
And then they have their handler.
And then they always have a friend there with her that handles them and makes sure that the crowd stay away from them as best they can. Sometimes they have more than one person if the cosplay is really that big.
But if something does break, I can see them, like, I mean, I would get upset too if I spent, like, I don't know how long on whatever costume, but I feel like they would be like, you know, you have, like, probably told themselves beforehand, like, this is gonna happen, like, eventually, so.
The bigger the cosplay, the more stressed.
More than likely, they'd have a repair kit or something.
Or they just run to the room and just.
Most cons are really good about having a cosplay repair room nowadays. But there's also, if they have a room at the hotel, they will keep stuff in the hotel room. I would hope they keep stuff in the hotel room. We do.
I don't know,
I was sewing buttons that one this morning, again.
what is that thing called for Kaneki that I have? The word, I can't think of the word.
The red tentacle.
Yeah, you know what I'm
thingies.
talking
We're gonna call them
about.
tentacles.
Kagane?
Kagane, yeah. Okay, sorry. My Kagane broke at Midwest Media Expo, which was completely all my fault because I had it attached by fishing line to my wrists and my ankles. Obviously, fishing line isn't gonna hold much, but I bumped into someone and it broke, and I was like, "That's it, I'm done. I've been down here for like 10 minutes. I'm done with this costume. I just put it away, and I haven't touched it since."
But it's also really hot.
They were beautiful.
I'm going to though.
So
I got
hot.
stuff to
So
fix.
hot.
I got stuff to fix it though. It took me 3 straight days to make that.
I have assignments I need to do. Don't remind me.
It took a long time to make that thing.
So, I guess like another like con tip, like I have learned through the years, I bring a bag with me now because I do not want to keep running to my room like if I need to grab a charger for my phone. Oh, I need like, I'm going to pass out, I need to run to my room and buy food and buy snacks. I need water. Like I carry everything with me now.
Kind of tedious though. I keep a little con emergency kit. It has sewing supplies, safety pins, nail clippers, extra wig caps.
Is that a bento box?
I think so, I don't know.
Genius idea.
I just thought it was cute and it fits my sewing supplies.
I have one that matches his. It's red though, and it holds all my buttons. I have a button box.
Do you collect candy?
We have a lot of candy.
You have a lot of candy?
Yeah, I don't think you're.
Don't have much of a sweet tooth.
Well, another thing that we have is like shipping. If you do not, that lovely word, right, shipping.
Okay.
If you do not, it's like if you have a ship and you do not like it, please do not try to preach to the choir why your OTP or whatever crap shit that you're fantasizing about is so great. Because 8 times out of 10, no one wants to hear about
But
it.
come on. Gurren experiment though.
Make a panel for it.
No.
See, I can get into that. I can be really annoying with that.
She can.
Yeah. But it's just like one of the things, like, you know, like, because that's another thing that, like, you know, the shipping wars and stuff, like, we see it all over Tumblr and just in real life too, especially like for photo shoots sometimes they happen. And it's ridiculous because it's like, yes, you know, you can, like, I have a hardcore, like, I follow my ship, like really hard, but, you know, it's not worth fighting someone over and trying to explain. Unless they ask, like, this one.
Unless they're looking for a fight.
Well, not even. If they're looking for a fight, I just walk away because I'm like, not today, not today.
Before I met this one, I shipped the characters England and France from Hetalia very hard. But after knowing this one for over a year now, I ship America and England very hard.
But you asked, like, you asked me, like, to explain myself. Why do you like this ship so much?
Just explain to me, why do you have these feelings over these two nations together in a romantic relationship?
So really, like, unless like a person like asks you to explain themselves, or they're like, oh, that's an interesting ship, you know, and they give you that curious eye look, like, you know, please tell me more.
Interesting ship. Fun.
Then don't, you know, preach the choir to the ships.
Well, he's asking me about my ships. Which one though?
And
All
also,
of them.
oh my god, well, okay.
Well.
It also doesn't help that like most shows nowadays are like,
I just got this thing. It's not gonna fit
what is
right.
it?
It's nice and
Oh, okay. Another one, fandoms. There's bad apples in every fandom. We all know that, but we've all heard, you know, the stereotypical like, oh, if you're in this fandom, it's so bad because this, that, or the other. Like,
If you're in the Homestuck fandom, you guys are terrible.
Or
'cause
you're
you guys don't
perverts.
see.
You're
You don't
perverts, or-
seal your.
You don't steal your
paint,
body paint.
and you jump in the pool and ruin it for everyone. It's like, no, that's just one or two people out of the entire fandom that did that, and now everyone else has a bad reputation.
We were actually hosting a Homestuck panel at our last con, and my face paint didn't broke. I couldn't
Completely understandable, though.
completely. It would not split. And we were both gray, and we had to keep telling people, please don't touch me. I'm wearing unsealed face paint. I don't want you to be gray with
you
me.
should have.
We were being
you should have baby
responsible.
No. I have sealing powder, but I couldn't find it before the con either. I had to clean my room to find it.
powder. What else do I have in here? Like, also, like, for fandoms, like, you can get into a fandom anytime. I have, what's the fandom I got into that was, like, really late? I think it was,
You weren't even in Homestuck.
I've kind of been. I'm, like, half in, half out.
You don't even like Homestuck.
Let me tell you about Homestuck.
No.
Let us tell you about Homestuck. No, I should not explain that to you. I spent
No.
like an hour explaining it to someone.
Also, there's like a death and rebirth of fandoms. You know, the older I get, the younger, like, the older I feel because, like, the younger crowds come for, like, all the or most of the fandoms that I'm in. Like,
Definitely, Hetalia and Homestuck died down quite a bit. A lot of the older kids, the older people who are in the fandoms now, and they've seen all of the weeb days, and they're like, that's never happening again.
That was a one-time thing, and I'm so happy I'm out
But
of
I
it.
think the newer ones would probably be like Attack on Titan, Haikyuu, Tokyo Ghoul,
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice.
And now Voltron and,
Voltron
like,
is a very big one.
what is
now,
it?
too.
Voltron and Yuri on Ice.
Voltron and Yuri on Ice.
That's
Gays, it's based in Gays on Ice.
It is blown
Gays
up,
everywhere.
man. And also, like, it's kind of like with shipping, you know, you don't like a fandom, you know, that's fine. But, you know, don't, like, talk crap. Like, you want to tell them about that Homestuck experience you had at that one panel?
Oh my god.
So, it was my panel, so I get
But
to
I
talk.
thought it
But I get to talk. It's
It
my
wasn't
panel.
your panel.
It was my panel.
Not at MMX?
Oh, no. I was going to talk about the one where I'm getting pressed with the pages.
Oh, okay, you did that one. I'll do
You
that
both
one
then.
next one.
I didn't know there was
So-
more than one.
Oh, there's
Oh, there is. There's plenty. I get harassed a lot for being a Homestuck, but I was hosting an Ask panel at AlmaCon last year. Yes, last year, not this
Not this year,
Last year. And this one person just kept following me around with a picture of a bucket the entire time.
And if you don't know what a bucket means in Homestuck, it's a sexual object.
And they find it absolutely disgusting. And they find it horrible.
It's triggering.
It's, I don't want to say it's a condom in today's society, in human society, because condoms
It's
are
more like a dildo.
it's more like multiple.
Can we
dildos.
please not go to comps, please?
We're not
It's
gonna
more
go to
like
Con-Con.
multiple sexual toys.
Anyway.
And he just kept harassing me. And actually this year, so his friends had come to my panel this year, and I was saying, please don't harass us. We don't want to talk about buckets. There was this one person last year who kept harassing us with things, and like, oh, that's our friend. I'm like, I have complained about him at every con I've gone to this year and last year, ever since I've seen him. And then he came up to me after the panel, and he went up to each Homestuck individually and apologized. And he was crying, he was sobbing. And he was just saying, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Like, it's okay, please stop crying, please, please, please. It was just, I can't swear. It was just a bad move on her part. Please, please just stop crying. And then at MMX,
At MMX, we are in a room that's kind of like this, where it has the little dividers. Like, if you look back there, the dividers where you can put up the walls. Well, there was like a crack in one of the walls.
We met
the other side.
You met the other side? Were you there?
They seemed like that, those type of
Yeah, people that would do that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they were slipping very hate-filled notes through the crack in the wall, saying about how Homestuck suck and we should all go die and shit.
The panelists started
like
crying
that.
from that.
It's like
Just inappropriate things. It's like, why would you do that?
Yeah, they got banned.
Yeah, they got banned. How many they deserve for like a
Oh,
year?
they-
At least they got a year.
Oh,
like,
God.
ban.
It just should be from every con, 'cause that's not.
It's
because we
all they
were-
can do is Yoma and Midwest was, I think.
They were just hosting a calm, informative, and then a little bit of a discussion panel on Homestuck, and
because
then
it had just
ended.
ended, so it was just a big recap, and it was just like all of us. It was like our final goodbye to Homestuck.
Mhm.
You know, we're all sitting there being respectful of it,
and we
and
were
we're getting
loud.
hate so much. Like,
We were a moderate level, maybe about this, in order to reach like the people in the back. We were the people in the back, but it was very calm and quiet. And then we started getting notes, and the panelists just started crying because Homestuck has been their life as long as it's been running. And they just couldn't believe that someone would hate Homestuck that much that they had to harass the panelists.
Honestly, having talked to those people, I think they didn't care. I think they were just doing it to be douches.
And that's, and like, that's still wrong.
Yeah,
very much
no,
so.
It's like, if you have like ill intent, like,
Calm down, everybody.
Yeah.
it's like really, like, why,
I guess
what's so going so wrong in your life that you feel the need to?
I have an explanation for it. I have recently gotten information about why people do things at cons that they do that they shouldn't. Usually they are teenage kids. It's their first time away from their parents. They're going to a con, they're like, the rules do not apply to me. They do! Like,
It's society still.
it's like, oh, I'm gonna run around, I'm gonna vape in the middle of the hallway. No, there's still rules, you can't do that. Like, we've caught a couple of kids vaping in the hallway, and it's just like, can't do that, there's designated areas,
Smoking
whatever.
areas.
Well, so you don't know
But
if
it was
anybody's
just
allergic around you.
Yeah, because some people are allergic to the glycerin that is in vape juice.
And you can call someone to go to the ER and possibly die. That's
It's like that one time in my high school, someone's pepper spray went off, and our whole school got evacuated. It was a fun day.
We didn't have anything with pepper spray, but one special ed child got sprayed in the face with that fake deer urine. Yeah. It got suspended.
We're totally getting off topic.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
So anyway, people think that, like, moral laws do not apply at conventions, especially when they're first time con goers, or even like some veterans just don't give a F. You know,
They get like old people. They're just like, I've lived my days.
I don't
I
need
can
to
do
do
whatever I want.
no more. I'm gonna do what I want. I'm old.
That also has to deal with a lot of times. I feel like cosplay.
Oh, my.
A lot of cosplayers don't realize personal space is still a thing. Even if you're in a character that's very open and very touchy, and we've had like our friend who dresses up as Franz from Hetalia harassed because Franz is a very touchy character, very open. This January when we were at ShutoCon, someone was dressed up as drunk Yuri from Yuri on Ice. She had the booty shorts, the tie on the head, just the button-up shirt, and someone sexually assaulted her. She had a panic attack in the middle of the hallway, collapsed, and it took us maybe an hour to calm her down.
It was
from
like 2 hours.
It was like an hour and a half.
It was a long time.
It was a long time to get her calmed down enough to be able to
tell her
just
to, like,
talk to her.
and contact her friend, and
Her friend finally came, and like, she was so shaky when she was leaving home. So I don't know if she's ever been to a concert. I haven't seen her.
I don't know.
It was like, keep
her
your
first
hands to
cosplay.
yourself unless you ask for consent, basically.
That's topic. I gotta get in. Don't blow my thunder, please.
I can't blow thunder.
It's a good segue.
Yes, it's a good segue because we can skip over unless you guys want to learn about con etiquette and photo shooting.
Just loop back around.
Move back around.
Move back around.
Good. So, my favorite thing, I love,
Thank you for coming.
and that ShutoCon finally has these signs that cosplay is not consent. Because I love that movement that's going around in conventions right now. Because even though we don't seem to do it, but we do read. And having those constant reminders and just the hope that people get the idea that, that don't